Hello everyone, my name is Tabitha and I'm doing a talk today about being an apprentice in the commercial archaeology sector within the UK. So as a brief overview to my talk today, I'll be talking about my background and how I got into archaeology and my current role at CAT, which is the Colchester Archaeological Trust based in Essex. I'll then be talking about apprenticeships within the heritage sector more broadly, and then giving more detail about my master's in apprenticeship and what my experiences have been so far, both positive and negative. And then also what I believe the future holds for apprenticeships and apprentices within the commercial sector. So I did a bachelor's in archaeology at Bournemouth University from 2017 to 2020, and I was really keen to get into commercial archaeology as quickly as I could, and they were having quite a big boom at that point for jobs. So I started work as a trainee at Pre-Construct Archaeology, which was based in Cambridgeshire, in late 2020, and I worked there for just over a year. I then moved to Essex in October 21, and I've been here ever since at my current company. I've always been really keen to develop for myself and find new training opportunities and CPD opportunities. And I'm now still working as a field archaeologist. I'll carry out archaeological monitoring and recording. I'll work on excavations and evaluations, but I've also been training in lithics, which has been really exciting. Carrying out digital archiving work, post-excavation work and finds processing. So I've really developed my skill set since 2020. So apprenticeships within the heritage sector were really encouraged by this realization of a skills gap within heritage and specifically within archaeology as well. Since commercial archaeology has grown and expanded, there's been a higher turnover of staff, trainees and instructors within commercial units, often creating this unsustainable cycle. There's also been discussion of discrepancies between academic programs in the UK and the reality of working as a commercial archaeologist in the UK, whether that's in post-excavation work or within field archaeology. In 2020, there were roughly 7,000 archaeologists across the sector, and this is a number that we would really like to sustain and increase, obviously, despite obviously lots of factors such as archaeology departments closing down and issues with wages and working conditions. So one solution to this skills gap was heritage apprenticeships. It was a growing trend within the heritage sector, and Historic England have really been at the forefront of this. They did their first Historic England apprenticeship in 2019, which was the Historic Environment Advice Assistant, for which in 2019 they had 350 applicants, of which 13 individuals were chosen. The second cohort took place in 2021, and it was also launched alongside the Level 3 Archaeological Technician pathway, which is brilliant. As of 2024, there are actually 7 apprenticeship pathways available now, supported by Historic England, and you can see them listed on the right hand side. I am currently doing the Archaeological Specialist Level 7, Level 7 denoting that it's a master's, which is circled in red. So some key facts and figures about my apprenticeship and my master's. So the apprenticeship takes place at CAT in Essex, my current employer, whilst the master's is provided by the University of Wales, Trinity St David, which is based in Lampeter. So obviously it's distance learning. It takes about 3.5 years of part-time distance learning overall, and it finishes with an endpoint assessment, by which point it will be about 4 years. This endpoint assessment is governed by CIFA, which is the Chartered Institute for Archaeologists. The funding for the apprenticeship and masters is provided by the government's apprenticeship levy, and currently there are 10 students within our cohort. And these represent different units and organisations across England, including Headland Archaeology, Historic England, Cotswolds Archaeology, and the Colchester Archaeological Trust, which is where I work. So my company was founded in the 1970s, so we are one of the oldest commercial units in the UK. And to my knowledge, I am the first apprentice ever at my company. So I'm incredibly humbled to have that as a title. Very grateful, obviously. So my experiences so far have been overwhelmingly positive. I've really enjoyed myself. Distance learning is a new style of learning for me. I did a little bit with COVID, but apart from that, I'd never really done it before. But I've enjoyed having the accessibility of online resources and publications. That's been really, it's been able to fit it around my work life. Also having the differences within our cohort, the students themselves, some of them are training to be pottery specialists, some are training in metalwork, in environmental archaeology, in aerial reconnaissance, historic buildings, field archaeology. So we've got a real mix of people, and that's been really beneficial because it's given me so many new perspectives to our sector, and also this idea of collaboration and working together. I've also been very lucky to have so much encouragement and support from not only my colleagues, but my friends and family as well. Lots of people have been so eager and happy to give me their knowledge and have really good discussions with me and debates with me about the way that we do things, the way that things could be improved. And I'm very grateful for everyone's time and effort so far. However, there have been a few hiccups. So I applied for the Masters in Apprenticeship in October 2022, but the Masters only started in October 2023, and this was due to delays because there weren't enough people applying for the course itself, so they had to keep pushing it back, which is obviously very unfortunate. It's also been quite a challenge balancing my work life with my academic life. The apprenticeship and masters works by having 4 days of on-the-job learning and then 1 study day per week of academic learning. However, with assignments, reading, lectures, and then obviously doing my full-time job alongside that, it has been quite a challenge and something to adjust to, but I am getting there slowly. It's also been a bit of a blessing and a curse to focus so much on our industry. I have got sometimes quite a lot of growing frustration at what is happening and improvements that could be made. But this has been really good for my assignments because if I've been angry at anything, I can write about it in my assignments. So good for me, but probably a little bit unfortunate for my lecturers having to read about all my very strong, angry opinions. So the future, well, hopefully this will lead to more apprenticeships at my own company. I think it's a really good idea. I think it allows, if there's something that a company or a unit requires, such as having a small finds specialist, this could be a new avenue of having someone interested and saying, okay, we will employ this person, encourage this person to do the apprenticeship, and they can become our new small finds specialist. I think it will lead as well to a new generation of experienced and highly skilled individuals who have an incredible oversight and overview into our sector and different areas of it. I think as well it will lead to changing attitudes within the wider archaeological sector. Like I've mentioned before, there's a heavy reliance on trainees and traineeships, and that model just doesn't work for every single company across the UK. So hopefully the apprenticeships, it could be an avenue for companies to look at more. Thank you for listening to my talk today. Apologies for not attending this year's conference in person. I'd be more than happy to answer any emails anyone has. I've included my email addresses below. And thank you as well to the conference organisers for all their hard work and effort. This is the 4th year that we've had this conference as a collaboration between the Early Careers Group and the Council for British Archaeology. So it's an incredible conference and I'm very happy to take part in it. So thank you very much.